Hello guys, welcome to episode 18. I'm Matt, and I'm restoring the 1962 wooden Tahiti ketch, Maverick. In today's episode, you'll get an introduction to the little fiberglass dinghy which may become Maverick's tender. Then, I go over my plans for the upcoming boat shed project, and finally, I do a bit more demolition work on what remains of the Galley. If you enjoy watching my progress in this project and want to be updated every time I upload a new video, go ahead and click the subscribe button and enable all notifications by clicking on the little bell next to it. Also, I always value your feedback, so please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you like the video, please hit that thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the video.
Hey guys, Matt here with Sam Maverick. I'd like to introduce you to what potentially will be Maverick's dinghy. So this is about like an 8-foot fiberglass dinghy. Needs some work. This is something that I've had kicking around the yard for numerous years. It was in the backyard of some family friends for a while before that. And I didn't know that I might be using it for a yacht tender, because obviously I didn't have the big boat. But let me flip this thing over, give you an overview. Alright, so you can see here, we have a watertight compartment up front for flotation. If I decide to use this as the tender, we'll put one in back aft too. Maybe have it bisected on either side. So we can see there's a good bit of rot there, and that's why they sistered in this extra piece of wood. You can see on this one, if there ever was any glass on it, it's long since been removed. So these wooden seats here are going to have to be redone. I'll have to cut these bolts off. You can see lots of, I think that's called crazing in the gel coat. So the inside and out, this will have to be completely sanded down and new layers of fiberglass put on. But I think this will be an adequate dinghy. Yeah, there's that. Just wanted to show you guys that. I just did some measurements up on the deck. And this will fit kind of cocked off to port side on top of the cabin top. We'll build some chocks for it. Yeah, and it should work. Now, of course, this is a rowing and motor dinghy, so you can see these bronze oarlocks on either side. I have a set of, it's either white oak or white ash oars downstairs, and they have the oar rings on them. So those have to be sanded down and revarnished and whatnot. And then we'll put a new marine plywood plate on the back here. Get rid of these old steel bolts, put bronze bolts through. Obviously fill all these holes and re-epoxy or re-fiberglass. And yeah, I think this will be a solid little thing. Alright guys, so back up on deck. Nice. Yeah, so there's the dinghy. That's right about where it's going to go. Right on top of the house. That's assuming, because main mast is going to come up here. The gooseneck is 3 feet above the deck. So that's like right here. And then the resting point of the boom is going to be on this. But when the boom is actually hoisted and the sails are up, it's going to be like up here. So I think typically we're going to have the boom just rested down on here in the middle or on that side. But even that, even if it's resting here, you can see the diagonal cut to go right out there to the main mast, and the front of that boat, the widest, the tallest point is right in the front behind the bow, which will be right about here. So the angle that the boom is at rest, even on the port side, is going to be, I think, missing most of that tall section of the boat. And also keep in mind the camber of the house top. So that thing's going to be cocked here, and the keel of that boat is going to be running down somewhere along like that. So I think we should be good. So it's a nice balmy, roughly 50-degree day here in early March, second weekend of March. I want to at some point get this wonky ass console off of here, but I think everything topside is going to wait until I have the actual boat shed built. My tax return will be coming in fairly soon, and I'll have a good chunk of change that I can use to buy lumber, and also pay off that car and put a down payment on a truck. So that'll be good. Yeah, and then hopefully we can get that shed built. So that'll be roughly 2 feet to either side of the beam of the boat. So it'll be, well, I don't know if this is exactly 2 feet, but it'll be basically built up along the edge of that deck railing. And then on the other side, as I calculated out, I'm going to do like a 14-foot wide shed. And so then it'll come out, about 2 feet out here. Stop trying to fall asleep, GoPro. It'll be out here. It'll miss the property line, so that's good. So yeah. So the boat shed's gonna come several feet off the bow, several feet off the stern, and obviously there's going to be more width on either side here. I'm not going to do anything where it like tapers in on the bow and stern, because these wider areas on the sides here are going to be good workshop space. So, and so then that'll come off a couple feet back here and continue extending along the line of that deck. All right, guys. So, here are my basic rudimentary plans for the boat shed. So right here you have the front profile. You got my scale that I put, 1/4 inch to 1 foot scale. So the boat shed, you can see the deck. This is where the deck is here. It's going to be 20 feet tall, all said and done. 10-foot straight ups, 12-foot diagonals. The front of it's going to be kind of trestled in there with a stringer going across here, and also framed up here with a door. So yeah, what else do we got? This is 14 foot wide. As I said, 20 feet tall, 20 feet tall. I'll go over the materials list in 1 second. So I drew these up probably about a month ago, so. Alright, so the shed is 34 foot long. We're going to have structural members every 2 feet. And then we'll have a ledger board down here with ground anchors and filled concrete tubes going into the ground every several feet at some intervals that I haven't really figured out yet. We're going to have furring strips going across roof rafters, both to tie everything together and to provide like a surface for the tarp on top of it to ride on. There's that, and then here's the rough top profile. So there's the ridge line. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, 34 foot long, 14 foot wide. Here's the deck, where the deck is going to sit. The deck is 26 feet long overall. So this will overhang a couple feet from the end of the deck on either end. Honestly, this will probably line up with that step on the front of the deck that you can see from the driveway. So yeah, there's that. Looks good. I don't know if I pointed this out or not, but this is all going to be 2x4 construction. So straight 2x4 stuff. All of the corners are going to be gusseted with plywood. The plywood will be salvage plywood from the old boat interior parts. So I'm going to be making probably Mylar templates out of all the parts that I wish to replicate in the new interior. And then I'll be cutting up the plywood and using it for gussets for the shed. So yeah, there's the boat shed. Rough lumber list, 36 2x4x12s. I put one sheet of 1/2-inch plywood, but I hadn't worked out that I was actually going to reuse the stuff from the boat, so nix that. 36 2x4x10. 9 2-foot concrete tubes, or whatever. Those are cardboard, so if I have to get them in longer length or cut them into 2-foot sections, that's fine. 10 2x4x16, 3 2x4x8, 35 1x3x8 foot furring strips, 9 galvanized wood to concrete anchors. It says stainless screws. I'll probably just be using cheaper coated or plated steel ones. Let's see, and what's not on this list is the actual concrete, which I work at a stone yard and they supply all that kind of stuff, so I'll just get it through there with my employee discount. And then, of course, all of the... I think the typical thing they use for boat sheds is called visqueen. It's like a greenhouse tarp material. And if it is, I can probably get that through work as well. But I'll have to inquire about that. So yeah, there's that. Back to the main video. Alright, so we're back in here. So last episode we got rid of the remainder of the head. And I didn't get any really good shots of that. So, here's one of our keel bolts. Very rusty. There's another under that grunge there. There. So yeah. But our keel is pretty solid. So yeah, here's the head. Raw water intake, black water outlet, gray water outlet. Gray water outlet's probably going to go up above the water line, pump out for the sink. Black water outlet going away. We don't need a black water outlet for an airhead. And raw water intake. My theory is that they had a water maker in here somewhere. But it's long gone. We didn't get any of the, expensive things. None of the electronics, none of the no water maker, none of that. But everything else is here. Alright, so we've got this table that can come out, but I'm reluctant to do that too soon. Because, as you can see, that's kind of the workbench right now. That's where I set everything down. There's not really any other place to put stuff at the moment. There's all those wires we pulled out of the head. There's a couple more right over there. So I'm thinking, let's get all of this stuff off of here and then assess what we have to do to start ripping this cabinetry out. We'll do one of those little things where Ta-da! All right, so gotten this all cleaned up. So I'm going to be starting. So that's particle board. Good particle board. Nothing says the 1960s like cladding your kitchen cabinetry in particle board. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I've told you what I do for a living. I am a stone fabricator. So I make custom stone things such as countertops. I can make custom stone countertops. I want to cut down on the internal ballast. Yeah, maybe, just maybe, we'll get some nice blue mist granite 3/4 inch countertops in here. What do you guys think about that? Or maybe black Irish limestone, because that stuff comes from the bottom of the South China Sea. What cooler stone to have in a boat than a stone that comes from the bottom of the ocean? But then that's limestone. It's very reactive to anything acidic, so that's a consideration. I think a granite, either like a Hispania, like a light gray granite, or a blue mist, which is a darker kind of bluish tinged granite with very fine granules, would be good for this and the head. But we'll see. That'll come much later, once the hull's rebuilt and we're redoing the inside. So that's not mahogany, that's actually oak. So by and large, the trim in this boat is mahogany, but this appears to be oak. And I have found also one piece that appears to be black walnut. Interesting. Okay, so there's our water tap. I don't know if I'm going to keep that. That's kind of nothing special, but we'll set it aside. Make that determination later. All right, so we have 5 screws affixing the sink to the bottom. So the left-hand side sink is the only one that has a drain connected. So I'll take the utility knife and just sever that connection. Maybe I won't. Severed the drain hose. These screws out of the sink here. I'm gonna go get my impact gun because this is stupid. Screwdrivers suck. Impact drivers are where it's at. And coffee to fuel the human doing the work. One kitchen sink. Those are nails. So these are held on with nails. Yeah, these pieces aren't mahogany either. I think these might be teak. Maybe they're mahogany. Yeah, they're mahogany. Hello. Says the trim board from inside the galley. This is the one that had the hinge on it. That access door behind the, or in front of the fuel tank. Hello. And these are all three of them from that. Remnants of a carving there with a spiderweb sack in it. R.A. And then this one has something there. Actually, look. Maybe? Weird. This is more of that same quarter-inch trim plywood we had in the head. Hunk of bronze with 3 decent bronze screws. Alright. Oh yeah, we have a little copper plate here. So this sizable piece of copper was being used to cover up this old hole, probably for an old faucet. Very stout little copper plate. This stuff. This is some sealant and some So this stuff is just like more of that Formica stuff. There's a lot of layers of crap that were on this kitchen counter, this galley counter. Here we go. So we got that top part off. More of a view at the top of the engine. So I want to ask you guys, who perhaps might have some more experience with this than I do, where should I start with this? Because you can see I still have fuel in the fuel filter. You can see the condensation line in the tank. So we have fuel still in the tank. So I don't really know how to proceed here. Calling all marine diesel mechanics and aficionados. What the hell do I do here? Anywho, let's get this stuff up here out. That's coming in, so I think work's gonna stop for today. Alright guys, so that's about all I'm gonna be doing today. As you can see, we've made significant progress. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give it a quick vacuum, put all the tools away, and then wrap up. Sunday night, it's gonna be raining tonight, so only so much a man can do. Well, that's it for today. This is Matt. This is Maverick. I'm saving Maverick, and it's my distinct honor to do so. So I'll see you on the next episode.